Okay. This is my best class right here. Kuda, suppressor, rapid fire, sediment, and you can see the stats. But it's not that much. This made me get this is supposed to be scavenger, but I don't have it.
Hard point. Hard point lost. Secure the objective.
What the heck?
Liquidated.
Hard point is ours. Hostile UAV spotted.
Iced.
Hard point identified.
I can't play in leggy games. I cannot play in leggy games. I hate leggy games. I just don't like them. I'm so close to getting what's it called?
Don't sweat it.
Gold.
I get that reaction all the time. I understand why you find me unsettling. The question is, do you? I'm now 72% enhanced and augmented. I passed the point of mostly human a long time ago. That sensation you're feeling is a fight or flight response. Totally reasonable when confronted by your own obsolescence. I wish you could see the world as I see it, freed from the tyranny of the visible spectrum. We live in a world of infinite possibilities, amazing technologies. You need to escape the limitations imposed on you and take control of your own destiny. This time the dinosaurs can dodge the rock headed towards them. All it takes to avoid extinction is an initial act of will. Embrace the new. Upgrade. I was 28 when I took a leave of absence to look after my mom and dad. That was 2062. I didn't even have DNI back then. Medically, we're in a very vulnerable phase. We're advanced enough that people are living longer. So much so that we're running into whole new classes of age-related diseases that we can barely diagnose, let alone treat. Within 3 months, both my parents were diagnosed with degenerative conditions that weren't well understood. They couldn't predict the path my mom's would take. It didn't even have a name. I looked after them both, basically powerless to do anything but keep them comfortable. As little by little over the course of 2 years, the things that made them them just faded away. watched their decline, I had a lot of time to think. And you know what the single fundamental conclusion I came to was? Meat is weak. When I got back into the engineering corps, I volunteered for DNI implantation. There was a waiting list. They were prioritizing people whose jobs would most benefit from the enhanced capabilities. Wasn't long before I was selected. Once I recovered from the surgery and system calibration was done, training my new abilities began. I'll never forget the sensation of reaching out with my mind for the first time to control a machine with my thoughts. It was completely natural, instinctive, like reaching out to catch a ball. I felt complete for the first time in my life. Like I was finally realizing my potential. I signed up for every enhancement program going. Enhanced DNI processing capacity, limb replacement, optics, audio, comms, medical systems. Whatever was on offer, no matter how experimental, I wanted it.
I just need two more. Two more to get gold. But it doesn't show me my assignment is for the 8th one. So in total that there's 6 transitions. But for the others, I don't really do. I don't even.
You think that's impressive? It was this one time with me and Baker.
Not this again. Come on, Walsh.
What, you want to tell it?
Nah, the way you do, it gets better every time.
Right? Anyway, so it was this one time.
He's full of it, though. Keep that in mind.
It was bad. No idea who authorized the attack, but it was another Charlie Foxtrot. Intel had told us the area was clear, and our target was 2 clicks ahead, so we moved out. Counted a couple of patrols on the way, no big, we had that covered. Then we got the call over the comms.
Dead systems were down.
Right. We looked at each other, realized we had 30 seconds before incoming AP turned us into mist, so we hustled quick.
Anti-personnel was the least of our problems. Enemies started raining major reinforcements in behind us.
I was 14 years old when my father told me we were moving into the quarantine zone. I was helped into the back of an APC and watched the internal screens closely as we rolled across Singapore. The quarantine zone gates were opened by guards the 54I had bribed. I won't ever forget my first view of our new home. It was a war zone. Desolate, trash, and wreckage everywhere. There were still the remains of bodies laying around. I almost complained, but was silenced by a single glance from my father. He was an enforcer, one of the few who kept the Combine in check. There could be no public dissent. If I were to follow in his footsteps, I would have to play my role. We had to set the example of what was expected.
Things are very rarely entirely as they seem. The key is to try to grasp the bigger picture, to understand the larger forces at play. Work out what their goals and endgames might be. Only when you understand this does the pattern and the larger picture emerge. For example, Liquidation Order 821-16. High-ranking CDP military officer. Commander of an elite rapid deployment unit. Likes to get his hands dirty only when high kill counts are statistically likely. When not on operation, Client remains in Central Command facility. Well defended. Hard to infiltrate. Untouchable. My third party was calling for target elimination at the earliest opportunity. How?
All due respect, sir. I gotta ask why that action was authorized. Gamma and Epsilon have been quiet for weeks. We've been on the back foot every scrap of ground. Moving our forces like that cost us territory we've already paid a high price for. Sir, permission to speak freely? Might want to consider a review of the intelligence. Seems like we hadn't clue one what we were going after out there. Felt like a show of force we didn't have to make. Don't appreciate being sent on wild goose chases that nearly get me and mine killed. Sir, hope it was worth it, sir.
Cybernetic systems online and functioning normally.
Redwood hardpoint is like the worst. Why?
Hardpoint. Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint lost. Capture the objective. Hardpoint locked down. Friendly HCXD deployed.
Shut out.
Hardpoint lost. Hardpoint identified. Hostiles have captured the hardpoint. UAV inbound. Hardpoint lost.
The August shopping.
Hardpoint locked down.
I think it's a little too low point and has a little bit too much.
Enemy patrol!
HCXD inbound.
No, I hate that shotgun.
Hardpoint lost. Hardpoint is ours. Hardpoint contested.
Hostile down.
Get back inbound. Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint
Oh my god,
lost.
that's the reason I hate this map. The hardpoint is just...
Hardpoint locked down. Hardpoint locked down.
I hate the
lost.
leg.
Hardpoint is ours.
I aim.
Hardpoint contested. Friendly HCXD deployed. Friendly UAV inbound.
Oh my god. I'm not gonna give really good content.
Hard point
Stop
contested.
the broadcast.